Okay, so when multiplying fractions, we multiply top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. In this case, I have 2 times 7, which is 14, and I have 3 times 15, which is 45. Possible you would reduce down the solution, but in this case we cannot. For multiplying a fraction with just a number, remember that we have a 1 on the bottom, not a 0. Again, 3 times 6, 18, 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, part 3, this is a slightly more complicated question. Before we actually do our multiplication, we want to do reductions so that it gets a bit easier. So I know if I have a 7 here, I can cancel that 7, make it a 1, and cancel that 21 and make it a 3. So I've divided both numbers by 7. Again, I'm going to divide both these numbers over here by 5. That's a 1, that's a 2. So I'm left with 2 times 3 on the top, which is 6, and 1 times 1 on the bottom, which is 1. So that's just 6. Again, I can do this in my calculator. 10 over 7 times 21 over 5. Get the same solution. In mixed fractions, I'm going to convert them to common fractions first. So that's 16 over 5 times 19 over 4. I know I can cancel off that 4, give me a 1, that's 4 over there. So now I have 4 times 19 on the top, 76, and 5 times 1, which is 5 on the bottom. And if I was typing this into my calculator, I could do 3, 1 over 5 times 4, 3 over 4. You just convert that, get 76 over 5. Similar concept when dividing two fractions. So if I divide these two, the first thing you do whenever you're dividing two fractions is you always convert the divide to a multiply sign, and you flip the second fraction. Once you're at this point over here, what you can do is you can cancel off that 7 that give me 5, so I've divided both those by 7. You can also simplify these or those as well, so I'm going to cancel that 5 for 1, it's going to give me a 2. I'm going to cancel that 2 and give me a 1, cancel that 4, give me a 2. So my final solution should just be 2. Again, I type this into my calculator, I should get the same solution. So 4 over 7 divided by 10 over 35, and that gives me 2. Let's try this last one here. Again, you can probably do this in your calculator, it's a lot better, but just in case you don't have a scientific one, 7 over 2 divided by 36 over 7. 7 over 2 times 7 over 36, just 49 over 72. Again, you can't reduce that down, or you can check your solution in the calculator. 3, 1 over 2 divided by 5, 1 over 7, 49 over 72. In this next example, we're dividing by a whole number, so when we flip that number, it's going to be times 1 over 6. And cancel that 1, that's 2, so my final solution is going to be 1 over 16. Problem number 8, we see we have 3 fractions multiplying. If they're all multiplying, we can cancel across all of them. I'm going to start by canceling off that 5, 1, that 20 is going to become a 4. And cancel that 4, it's a 1, that 8 will now become a 2. And cancel that 2, that will become a 14. And I can cancel that and make it a 3. Can cancel the 14 and make that a 7. So I know my final solution is going to be 7/3. And in this last example here, we notice we have multiple multiply and divide signs. So in your first step, you're going to flip all the fractions with the divide sign. Then we can proceed to cancel things off. So I know that's a 1, that's going to be a 5. You can cancel that, make it a 1 and make that a 5. And cancel that 1, make that 12/4. And cancel that 4, make it a 1. Cancel that 16 and make it a 4. Cancel that 4, it becomes a 1. This 8 becomes a 2. Cancel that 2, it becomes a 1. And that 10 becomes a 5. So on the top I have 5 times 5, which is 25. On the bottom I have 9 times 6, 54. Again, you could put this entire thing in your calculator and get your solution, which again I'd recommend doing for larger problems.